Real talk, I scrapped about an 11-minute video, and videos take anywhere from 8, 10, 12, 13 hours to make. Yesteryear was all ready to go, and it was very negative. I broke it down piece by piece, but then they got a buff, and that kind of changes everything. The buff seems small, but with the perks that it has, it does make it competitive. Before this buff, I don't think so, like not at all. The buff opens up the playbook on it. It has some special combinations, and there's one perk on it that really stands out, and it isn't Desperado. But before we get into it, I'm really excited about the sponsor of today's video, Ironsight. I've been extremely impressed with it. It's free to play, not pay to win. I'm gonna repeat that. Free to play, not pay to win. It also has an anti-cheat. The gameplay is classic DNA first-person shooter of all the nostalgic military FPSs that you played. All the perks are unlocked. Things like hearing the enemy footsteps louder, come out of ADS 15% faster. You play and level your gear. It's right to the point. I love that. There's dynamic elements that can change the battlefield. You can use that to your advantage. And the armory has almost 100 different weapons. A variety of drones to choose from, and those are your streaks. And an assortment of skills for you to choose from. You can go to the gun range, check out all the gear, use them before you put your in-game resources into them. And Ironsight's Milestone Season 10 update, Treasure Hunter, is here, just launched, with new additions to the armory, including the M5i assault rifle and the kukri melee weapon. And this week, a new Halloween-related update is going down. This game is fun. The hit detection's great, it's free to play, and you can download the game on Steam right now. It's available globally. There's a link down below right at the top of the description, and you can make a new account now and receive a free DLC pack to help get you started. The buff is live right now. The adaptive frame pulse rifles, they increase the precision multiplier from 1.6 to 1.65, so the crit goes from 30.4 to 31.4. It's a flat 1 damage per bullet, and that damage carries. We're going to talk all about it. So that's 3 extra damage per burst, 6 extra damage on a 2 burst. It's allowing a lot of play now. It allows you to 2 burst guardians that are 4 resilience and lower, and I've already done it. If they're caught slipping, you can 2 burst them. 6 crits is a 0.6 TTK, very fast. There's a number of things to talk about today. This thing has a massive perk pool, but I'm going to focus in on the damage perks. And there's going to be some other 390s that are going to be brought up that's going to be benefiting from this buff as well. And I might do a ranking of the 390s later on down the line, but with this new damage, a crit of 31.4, 6 headshots is 188.4. The body shot stays the same around 19. It rounds up. They're in a really good spot. Let's talk about this 1 extra damage going a long way. I'm going to spend some time on this because it's not just this weapon. Look through your vault, understand where to go. With the 390's old favorites like Rampage you've been seeing, it could 2 burst before, and it's doing it again now. Before, it was 33.4 per crit, 20.9 to the body. You needed 6 crits for 200 damage. After you get a kill, Rampage is 10% more damage for 3.5 seconds. You add on a Rampage spec, it's 4.5 seconds. So now the damage goes to 34.5, the body's still 20.9. A headshot burst is 103, so 6 crits is 207, but now a body shot can be added in there. 5 crits, 1 body for 193.6. That's 6 resilience or less. It's got ease of use on a 2 burst now. I'm going to talk about some other damage buffs. I'm going to get into those, but I call this thing the 2 burst king in the thumbnail. Again, there's a lot of good options for him, but only one of those options is found on Yesteryear. That's Golden Tricorn. Golden Tricorn, after you get a kill, you deal 15% more damage for 7 seconds. It's literally double the base of Rampage as far as the time. 15% more for 7, so that crit goes to 31.4 to 36.1. The body damage is at 21.8. Not only can it 2 burst, it can go 5 crit, 1 body for 202, and you can go 4 crit, 2 body for 188. That's that 4 res or lower. Maybe you become Radiant, or you've been seeing your Falcon. With that active, it will 4 crit, 2 body if you have Golden Tricorn up. But the main thing, the only 390 that has Golden Tricorn, 7 seconds of 15% more. A 5 crit, 1 body. That's a long time. And if you get another kill, it's going to refresh. If you happen to be on Void, get a grenade, or charge melee final, it's going to do 50% more damage. It's in melt territory. So this is pre-buff footage. I did this last night. So yeah, if you're able to do it, it's going to melt no matter what. But you're not really worried about that. You're going to be using it on any subclass, going straight into the 15% more damage after a kill. So no other 390 has this. You can do a lot in 7 seconds. I'm going to talk about pairing perks later on in the video, but moving on, it's not on this, but on Smite and Moraine, other Swashbuckler, Adrenaline Junkie. You get a kill at ×1, they deal 6.6% more damage, and a really cool thing here for Smite and Moraine and others, the damage for those with an increased 6.6, it takes the crit to 33.4. And that damage is what pre-buff Rampage ×1 was. So those are now in play for a 2 burst. All 6 crits, and a handling bonus is going to be on Adrenaline Junkie. And again, with Swashbuckler, Adrenaline Junkie, it's going to last for 4.5 seconds. If you have an enhanced, it's going to be 5. So Golden Tricorn is over double the damage and almost lasts twice as long. This thing also has Desperado. I haven't gotten it yet, and in my original review, I called it a novelty, because it kind of is. But with this buff, 1 damage, 3 per burst, with the 2 burst achievable, depending on the resilience, the faster fire rate, it looks a whole lot better. I'm going to keep grinding to try to get one. And keep in mind with all these perks, Desperado, Smite of Moraine, Swashbuckler, Adrenaline Junkie, Tricorn, all of them, with the new base damage of 31.4, if you're a raid boss in Trials, meaning your power level is 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 more than your enemy, you can get that crit to 33. It's going to 2 burst out of the gate. Then there's things like Radiant, your Falcon, damage buffs on top. Maybe you're in a Rift. It will 2 burst at base. And if you get a buff on the weapon, like Golden Tricorn, it's going to be an easier crit to body ratio. It also has multi-kill clip. Get a kill, reload 17% more damage. Again, Golden Tricorn's lasting longer. You need a reload for this, and the damage is pretty close, 15% and then 17. It's dealing 36.7 instead of 36.1. The body's going to be 22.2. So with that, you can 5 crit 1 body for 205 or 4 crit 2 body for 191. 5 resilience or less. Yesteryear has Rampage, Desperado, multi-kill clip. So look in your vault. All of your 390s, Adrenaline Junkie, Swash, Kill Clip on the old Perdition is going to be pretty nice, but you might not have this, the Golden Tricorn Yesteryear. So moving on to some other things, massive perk pull, a poor 50 recoil direction, so you're going to need a counterbalance mod to make it vertical. And keep in mind, that's not technically vertical. It's going to start straight, but it's going to be off the midline left and right. It's still going to jump a little bit. Arrowhead and a counterbalance mod is going to get it to 95. That's the best case scenario. But since you're looking at drops, it's RNG, slot best avail. Ricochet is the clear winner in the mag column. And as for the perks, watch out for damage perks on it. That's what really puts them in play now. And again, Golden Tricorn's the winner. And the perfect pairing, for me at least, is Heating Up. You get a kill, 15% more damage. Heating Up's going to be right along with it. 50% accuracy cone growth, 20 recoil direction. It's going to help that be even better. Plus 15 stability, and at ×2, everything doubles pretty much. A perfect pairing. And also, like, Heating Up Rampage is going to be good too. You have Tunnel Vision, multi-kill clip, Outlaw multi-kill clip, Perpetual Motion, things like that. A lot of the time, you're just going to have to get lucky. Reset your Gambit rate to get multiple perks, multiple chances. If Desperado falls, try it out. Focus Fury is going to be lower on my list because of all the other damage perks that this thing has. There's a lot of weapons that don't have good damage perks, but Focus Fury can fill the void. But this has some really good ones that you don't really need Focus Fury. There's a play for Steady Hands. Steady Hands last for 8 seconds. Tricorns for 7. They're going to be kind of right with each other. There's a lot of routes, but I really dig Heating Up Golden Tricorn. That's what I'm still looking for. The one you've been seeing has Subsistence Golden Tricorn. Originally, I was not impressed at all. And there's multiple PvE roles as you want. There's Wellspring, Pugilist, Rampage is always going to be good. If you're on Void, there's Repulsor Brace. Defeating a Void debuff target grants an overshield, about 40-45 hit points on that overshield. It does have the Gambit trait, Run and Gun. Rapidly defeating targets grants bonus sprint. And Guardians, powerful combatants, high value targets, grants the bonus quicker. But there's Thorough Synergy. You also get 36 handling on this. So it brings the base handling to 78. You add on some targeting. Your aim down sights is going to be really good with Thorough Synergy, and of course, the 20% flinch resistance. Pay attention to the 390s, I'm telling you, like this Forge's Pledge, this one is money. Iron Grip Surplus, it's got 100 stability, an absolute laser beam, so try them. Look in your vaults, and really look out for Yesteryear with Golden Tricorn. It allows ease of use on a 2 burst, it's the longest lasting time frame with your damage, and it can be refreshed right back to 7. It's a monster. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Yesteryear down below. What are your thoughts on it? What roles do you like? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.